Richard Cobden, 1804–1865, was one of the most influential people associated with advancing free trade in British politics, especially during his fight for the repeal of the Corn Laws in the 1840s. Cobden was the fourth child of a poor family. He was raised by relatives and attended second-rate schools. He started work by joining his uncle's business in London. However, in 1828, at the age of 24, Cobden and two partners set up a calico business in Lancashire, which proved to be very successful. Cobden became rich enough to pursue his passions. Starting 1833, he went on a world tour that lasted for 6 years. He visited France, Switzerland, Germany, the United States, and of course the Middle East, a popular cultural and religious destination at the time for affluent Europeans. He recorded his experiences in reports that proved to be influential. One was England, Ireland and America in 1835, the other was Russia in 1836. Getting to know people around the world and their policies, Cobden came to believe that an approach for better foreign relations should be based on recognition of other countries' needs. And that could be achieved by promoting international economic relations through the free movement of people, materials, and trade. When he returned to Britain in 1839, he started to advance his views and became a free trade evangelist on the British political scene. He focused his efforts on repealing the protectionist British Corn Laws, which he thought were morally obscene and financially ruinous for the British people. During that time, there was a British law that restricted importing food that competed with homegrown corn. That law, of course, benefited the noble British landlords by ensuring that their crops are sold at higher prices because there was no competition in the food market. According to Cobden, the higher food prices cost the lower and middle-class people a considerable amount of their resources to secure a necessity. Cobden organized the Anti-Corn Law League, a coalition that proved to be one of the most successful and significant British political pressure groups in the 19th century. Owing to the success of his movement, and with the encouragement of his friends and supporters, Cobden joined the Parliament in 1841. From the get-go, he confronted the Tories, the party associated with the British aristocrats and landlords whose fields produced the essential British food staples. Richard Cobden clashed with the Tories in power, especially with Sir Robert Peel, the Prime Minister at the time. However, owing to Richard Cobden's increasing public influence and more importantly, the devastating Irish famine, Robert Peel himself switched his position to Cobden's side. And together, an alliance was formed in the British Parliament that successfully repealed the Corn Laws in 1846. However, Cobden's protracted fight for the repeal of the Corn Laws proved to be financially ruinous for him. Only through a public subscription, he could buy a new house in Sussex. Cobden then turned his attention to the international arena, trying to mend and improve Britain's relations with the other great powers. He preached for peace with Russia during the Crimean War, but his opinion was hugely unpopular, and he was viciously denounced for it. Cobden was also critical of Lord Palmerston, the Prime Minister in the 1850s, and his belligerent attitude toward China. But he failed in his efforts to dissuade the British government from its shameful aggressive policy. In the 1860s, he demanded a system for universal education, continued with his international peace efforts, and had a constant correspondence with Charles Sumner, an important American statesman and abolitionist at the time. Despite his animosity towards Palmerston, the Prime Minister invited him to join his government as the President of the Board of Trade. Cobden refused an official association with the government, but joined wholeheartedly in negotiating a commercial treaty with France in 1860. After suffering from bronchitis for several years, Richard Cobden finally died peacefully on April 2, 1865. That's it for today. If you liked this episode, hit the like button and share the episode with friends and family who might like this type of content. Subscribe to the channel, and if you feel like it, leave a comment or an opinion. Thank you, and catch you on the next one. Goodbye.